What's going on, everybody? It's been a minute since I made a video, but there was Shark Week and things going on, which didn't lead to much on television. I did go to a Open Outlaws race, London, Kentucky, and have 7 GoPros worth of footage, phone, a lot of footage, and messed around, computer crashed, lost a good bit of it. So, with that being said, I am working on what footage I have, kind of starting over, and we'll have a video on what I do have, including betting dollars on the starting line. 12-year-old son was betting dollars with these drag racers, and it was an awesome time. But with that being said, let's talk about Memphis Street Outlaws, Cash Days, kind of what's going on now. Something I want to just kind of throw out there about this one is the editing. I have noticed the editing is a lot better. The editing is a little bit different, and the way they portray every race, the cars introduce people, is different and better, which means better budget, which means it's not going anywhere. So with that being said, you know, I don't in any way, shape, or form in the future see any of these shows going anywhere. It's just going to keep building off of it. With that being said, let's just talk about the first half or first round of Cash Days that JJ is putting on in Las Vegas. Several things jump out at you immediately, and number one being JJ and Big Chief on the same team racing together. What does that mean? What does that mean for the future? We can go into it a little bit, but I do want to save that for the video including Cash Days. It's kind of weird to see it all like evolve like it has. When Memphis and JJ first come out, a lot of people did not like JJ. Just the way he talked, everything was a little bit different than what they was used to, and now the world seems to be riding on JJ's shoulders. Everybody loves Memphis and JJ, the family atmosphere, and it is, you know, a awesome thing to watch, especially being completely different than the 405. That being said, everybody loved Big Chief to start with, and whatever happened with contract disputes, you know, Asian and Ryan Martin started doing the intros. It just kind of got weird. Him and Sean missed like half a season. Contract disputes, and basically he had to re-find himself is what he said. So he is on the comeback, and that's kind of why he is, you know, being so involved in everything like this. Was he just happened to be there? Who knows? Did they really invite Jackie in her Cadillac? Who knows? But he did drive the ugly duck that Mallory Gully used to drive, and did go out first round. Had he known the car, I believe he would have made it past first round. I believe he would have outrun the guy. He was running him down, and, you know, 100 more foot and he would have won. But they didn't have 100 more foot, and he did take the L first round. Not knowing the car, you know, you can't really judge him by that particular race. Something else that was completely different in this race versus any other Cash Days you've ever seen is JJ did allow a first round buyback. Pay the bet, buy back in due to a technicality or a miscommunication or whatever the case is. He did allow a first round buyback. Did money go back in the pot? I don't know, but he did allow it. And, you know, from day one with Street Outlaws, and even before Street Outlaws, Cash Days was king. And, you know, Chief has always said that he didn't want to put the words Cash Days in, you know, the show or whatever without Limpy's okay, so to speak. And now there seems to be a Cash Days in every town every week, whether it be Limpy or not. So the word Cash Days is not as prestigious as it once was. If you go to, you know, a random Cash Days in the middle of Arkansas somewhere, does that mean you really want a legit Cash Days? I don't think so. Unless it's, you know, sanctioned by Limpy, it's not a legit Cash Days. Cash Days has got thrown around the words so much that it's not, it don't mean as much as it once did unless it's put on by Limpy. Next thing I want to talk about is this was filmed right after America's List, and Axeman is a part of JJ's crew. JJ seems like he gains new people to Memphis Street Outlaws pretty well every month, and, you know, as we've seen with him and his tuner Anthony Smith, he loses a couple ever so often also. But Axeman is an official member of Memphis Street Outlaws, and probably the biggest asset that they have. With him going into this race, on a different road, and especially with small tires, it did not take him any time to figure it out. He did take a L to Don Gingrich, but it's because of the jump, and you could actually see before he ever said anything that he went back on the trans brake and thought about sitting. But he knows that he has the fastest car on the property, so he tried to run him down. There again, 100 more feet, and he would have went around him, but finish line's only 660, and that's all he had. He did take the L, but he is the biggest asset that Memphis Street Outlaws has in their arsenal by far. I mentioned about JJ letting someone buy back in. Ever since Memphis Street Outlaws has been a thing, JJ sets the rules, everybody agrees on the rules in the driver's meeting, and then ever so often the rules change. And it is usually in favor of whoever is arguing their side. He will race someone back, he will rerun it, he will do whatever it takes to kind of be fair for everyone. And you know, the rules aren't set in stone, but it is the rules that they agreed upon. And he does ask if everybody is okay with whatever rule is in question being changed, and you got to respect that he is for everyone. And you know, I got bad information a long time ago, I'm not going into it, you know, real deep, from someone on the team, someone who was on the team, and it was toxic for me to talk about it, and I didn't really talk about it, but I didn't, in the back of my head, maybe I was anti-JJ, where now I see more and have learned more and really appreciate what he is doing and allowing people that doesn't really have a big name in street racing to come out and do these things. Like, if you're going to hold a cash days or a small tire cash days, you want the fastest small tire cars there is. You know, Boosted GT, he wasn't there. And, you know, I hate to call them no-name guys, but people you haven't seen before was there. So do you really consider yourself the fastest on small tires if you don't race the fastest that is on small tires? It's kind of a double-edged sword when it comes to things like that. But he is putting people, everyday Joes, in the spotlight on TV to show their race cars, their talent behind the wheel, and a lot of them have gained notoriety from this. So it is a good thing he's doing, but he is racing someone every week in a different state. He'll go anywhere with his family of street racers to race any crew anywhere, and you know, he is making money, yes, but he's doing it, you know, for himself plus for everyone else. And you've got to respect someone who will do that and not try to claim it all himself. The man makes more money on the starting line betting than he does for the show, probably. I've heard what he makes per episode or per season, and it is an insane amount of money, but I do feel like, and I feel like most of my audience will agree, the man earns it. He does work hard to make the show what it is. He is an actor on a drama TV show, but he's also JJ the Boss, the Memphis street racer at heart, and you can see that in every episode. A lot of this that is different with this cash days is mainly JJ's rules. You know, the water burnout only, the arm drop, that sort of thing, which is different for cash days, but it fits right in at Memphis. With that being said, because you can jump, it isn't the fastest car that always wins. It's the smartest driver tuner who normally wins. If you know you have a slower car, you know that you can't do it just with the car alone. You do have the opportunity to jump, and like I've said a million times, the guy you're racing is sitting over there in the other lane, trans brake, just bouncing off the rev limiter. You see another car leave, it's hard not to let off the button, and that's generally the case. Unless someone leaves before the other car spooled up or ready, usually there's a chase, and that is where someone like Don Gingrich can outrun Axeman. Not taking anything away from Don Gingrich, but is he Axeman? No. So one more thing before I end this video I want to talk about is where Memphis Street Outlaws and their cars is as far as the evolution of street racing. You know, the 405 main cast, you know, we're talking 4,000 plus horsepower in 90% of the cars. Where most of these guys are, Don Gingrich, basically everyone who has forced induction, with the exception of JJ's cars, and Axeman is blow-through carburetor, which is basically the same setup Murder Nova had when the very first Street Outlaws, Midnight Riders, first started in what, 2012 or 13. That's where the evolution is, where the other guys are having to take their cars and go run no prep kings and this and that, and have to have the 4,000 plus horsepower. They're taking 2,000 out on the street. We'll call it old school, you know, setups and winning. And it's an amazing thing to watch. It's kind of like you get to start over and go back to the roots versus, you know, celebrities racing their cars, if that makes sense. But this was only first round, but the first half of the cash days that is going on, so I can't wait to see what happens and what we can talk about next week. That being said, when the video does come out of London, Kentucky, be sure to watch it. I need the algorithm to work out for me to be able to go to these, you know, events and record it and put it out there for you guys, and put it out there for these racers who are doing it. So I try to support a different one every week by wearing a shirt. Troy Shoemate, this is his throwback shirt for the Punisher, and the best group of racers that I have personally been able to hang out with ever, and love each and every one of them. So that being said, when the video does come up, be sure to click on it, watch it for me, and thanks for watching this one. Let me know in the comments what you think. Thanks for watching, guys. Godspeed, and I'll see you in the next video.